All right, looks like we're streaming, so why don't we call to order this October 11th, 2022 meeting of the Board of Ed Budget and Finance Committee. So with that, we'll turn it over to Jill Brown to review the financial status.
Thank you and good morning. This month's snapshot is taken at the end of September, which marks the end of the first quarter operations for the 22-23 school year. And to date, we're moving ahead smoothly. We have no major concerns regarding budget at this time. Excuse me. We're continuing to keep a keen eye on the fluctuating rates in the market for electricity, oil, and natural gas. Joe is seeing fluctuation from our currently paying 10.69 cents per kilowatt hour, and we're still seeing anywhere from 4 to 8 cents above that current rate. We have that rate locked in through November. So we will bring to you a pricing strategy over the next couple of weeks for electricity. Additionally, we're continuing to monitor the heating oil on a daily basis. Prices are much higher than last year's 2.4477 per gallon. Joe says we're seeing some favorable downward movement from what was last reported. So we've turned on all heating plants and we're actively looking to bid out oil at a moment's notice if we see good pricing. Transportation, our study is in full swing. We recently partnered with Transportation Advisory Services to do a targeted study of existing routes to assess the quality and performance of our current routing software and to evaluate our local facility, getting ready with our eye on what will be required in the 2035 to 2040 timeframe with regard to electric vehicles. Other than that, as I said, no major concerns with budget at this time. Happy to take any questions if you have any.
Liz, do you have any questions on that?
Nope, none here. Thank you.
Okay, I'm good.
Perfect. Do you want to move on to just a quick overview of transfers?
Yep.
I think I have that up on the screen also. It's kind of small. Hopefully you can see it.
Yes.
First, in facilities, they transferred approximately $7,893 from Barlow Mountain Projects over to Branchville to support concrete work being done there. In athletics, they transferred from 3 different lines in the dance program, from $800 each from purchase services for both winter and fall, and then also $750 from materials for dance fall, and that is to support new uniforms for competition. Special education transferred $20,000 from a currently unfilled technical coordinators line to contract out professional services for assistive technology consulting for a student with an IEP. Technology transferred $30,000 from the computer services district-wide line to educational technology subscriptions, and that is to cover the additional funding that was needed for an expanded service in the Learning A to Z program. In transportation, we moved $14,000 from our regular contract line over to management consulting, and that is to support the transportation work that we're doing now. We had set a $17,500 amount, but we actually contracted for a little bit less because we're doing a targeted service and we don't need the full program that they had suggested. And then lastly, in curriculum, they had 2 transfers there, transferring $4,500 from conference and training over to curriculum development. That is to support NEASC work that is currently happening. And they transferred $1,750 from the initial purchasing of textbooks and resources over to digital materials and resources. And that was for a Soundtrap renewal. And those are our only transfers for the month of September.
Liz, do you have any questions on these?
No questions. Thank you.
I'd like to know what Soundtrap is, and it sounds like that's a subscription. And I know as we head towards budget time, the amount of subscriptions that we get into with long-term contracts obviously grows. It would be interesting to see all of those in one place so we know what it is we have. I know we probably don't have that today, and I'm sure Wes could put something together, but I know as things head to the cloud, everything's moving towards a subscription model, and I know we need to just watch those, but I think having a proper accounting of what they are first might be a good thing.
Sean, I think you asked for that last year. So we do have it. We don't have it at this moment, but whether you think it's appropriate during budget time or even before then, when we bring this to the full board, we could also have that available. So you would know what those digital resources
I think,
are.
before budget time, that we don't need to make a big deal out of it. I'm not looking to, start hacking line item by line item on these. I just think we need to be aware of how many subscriptions we've got into. It happens at home. I've got Hulu, Netflix, Spotify, Pandora. They just grow and they never go away. And we just need to be aware of those.
Understood. Some of those, just for your kids' sake, they're necessary.
Absolutely they are. And some of these are ones that we were buying hard copy stuff of that's now in the cloud, and it's a subscription. So it's
I meant your home
one-for-one.
ones. The school ones are definitely necessary.
Oh, no, well,
For
yeah,
Hulu
the
and
Hulu,
Netflix.
yeah, especially with the kid at college and the other kid, they're the parasites that live off my subscriptions. It's great. But so that looks like that's about it. This may be the quickest meeting in the history of budget and finance meetings. if I'm not
Oh, and things
mistaken.
are going well. They're quick, that's for sure.
You're not
Thank
wrong.
you, Jill, for that.
And I'll say again, I do like this new format. It's easy to understand. When I got it, I knew exactly what I was looking at. And I know it'll match up with the Board of Finance folks when they get their copy. So that helps out so much.
Yeah, for sure, Jill. Thank you for all your work getting this organized. I appreciate it.
Thank you. You guys are so sweet. Thank you. Yeah, we'll report the same information out to them next week. I really like the timing of that.
Yep.
Feels much better that everybody has that same information. And when they were asking questions, it was because we had pulled out the athletics. And so that's what threw off those numbers with that first report. But we'll be careful not to do that again so that everything is the same.
Yep. As long as it all matches up, it's easy for them to understand as well. So no, I like this new format. It's been great. So that's about all I've got. Anybody else have anything for the good of the district? With that, I guess we'll call it the meeting, and everybody
you.
go on and have a
Thanks, everybody.
fantastic day.